And here we go. We have liftoff.
Propulsion continues to be nominal.
RCPA chamber pressure looks good.
Doubling up. Roger, with planet.
Water powers fly! Yes!
Tango down to nominal.
Flight downside FTE off. Bring in FTE off. It's orange!
R45! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Decollage.
Look at this!
Put that in the big bag,
343 unfolds to go.
Indeed.
We rise together, back to the moon and beyond.
This methane will be igniting in the flare, correct?
Yikes. Keep that. Sure. We don't need any more of these.
Hello and welcome to another NSF live stream. You are looking at a Falcon 9 rocket at Slick 40 at Cape Canaveral Space Force Station in Florida, and it is set to launch the Starlink 10-4 mission with 23 Starlink V2 mini satellites. I'm Jack Beyer for NSF. I see the 5x5s in chat, so thank you, chat, for letting me know that I'm coming through loud and clear, but luckily, you don't only have to listen to me tonight because the NSF team is out in force, starting off with D-Wise. D, do we have you? We might not have D. Also, on the team tonight, because D is out there shooting the launch for us, we have Julia, who's also shooting the launch for us. Julia, how you doing?
Why, good evening, Jack. It's been what feels like forever since I've been on stream with you. And I am doing wonderful. I fear D may have been taken away by the mosquitoes, but I am well. It's a beautiful still night and yeah, the bugs are out.
Excellent. Well, yeah, I feel like it has been a while since we've both been on stream, but you know what? These late night Starlinks, which SpaceX has started to do once again, as this is the second flight after return to flight yesterday or today. I don't even. What is time? All these. Anyways, it's good. It's good to be on stream with you, Julia. Also on today's stream, we have Sawyer. How are you doing, buddy?
And lift up. Oh no, wait. I'm on commentary tonight. Hi. I'm doing pretty good here. It is another beautiful Florida night for a launch. It looks like, and yeah, we had the launch about 24 hours ago, almost, and we'll have another one again tonight. So go from 0 to 2 that quickly. I'm all for it.
Quite impressive. I mean, I didn't really expect anything else from SpaceX, but nonetheless, it's quite impressive. Chat, if you have any questions as we go through the course of tonight's stream, feel free to ask your question, type at NASA Spaceflight, and then whatever your question is, and we'll see it pop up in some nifty software we have running in the background. I already see one from John Cook that I'll have to ask later. That's a good one. But yeah, so let's talk a little bit about tonight's mission. Again, it is a Starlink mission. It is 10-4. Sawyer, what kind of trajectory can we expect? Where's this guy going? What are we going to see tonight?
Well, this guy is going to the northeast, sort of hugging along the coast of the United States, the eastern portion there, the East Coast, West Coast, carrying 23 Starlink internet satellites to low Earth orbit. While the launch the other night was from 39A, tonight's launch has us launching from Slick 40 at the Cape Canaveral Space Force Station. This is the same booster, by the way, that did a static fire just a couple of days ago. Why? We're not exactly sure, but SpaceX did static fire it before they were given the go-ahead again to return to launch. And as you saw, that's where the trajectory will go if you're looking to view it along the northeast up there. But
Yeah,
those other markings are marine assets, right?
Right, and I'm going to ask Julia about the marine assets here in a second, but a lot of the Starlinks and a lot of the trajectories in general out of the Cape seem to go either straight east or southeast, or dare I say the dreaded words, the Southern Polar Corridor. So, yeah, a nice northeasterly launch tonight. So if you're somewhere up on the East Coast on the northern seaboard, and you're watching this, be sure to take a moment and go outside and see if you can see it. Well, clouds permitting. But yes, the yellow area on the trajectory map that we're looking at there is the landing hazard area. Julia, what drone ship is this booster landing on?
It will be a shortfall of Gravitas that has been patiently waiting, as you can see, off the coast of the Carolinas, about just over 600 kilometers to the northeast. And regarding these northeast launches, Jack, could that possibly have to do with the lovely tropical season that appears to be starting up yet again? It may or may not be, no one's ever officially said, but it does feel a little safer to be launching toward the north versus going down toward the islands at this time of the year.
Yeah, that's actually a really fair point that I didn't think of. Even though, I grew up in Florida, I'm plenty familiar with hurricanes, but I guess I've just sort of deleted that part of my brain. But yeah, we are in hurricane season, and the tropics are not the best place for ocean-going vessels at this time of year. Good call. What booster is launching tonight, Julia?
Oh, tonight we have booster 1077, and it will be making its 14th flight tonight. And this booster dates back to October 5th, 2022, with the maiden voyage being SpaceX Crew 5. We had GPS 3.6, Inmarsat 1-6, and then we get some Starlink sprinkled in here, along with CRS 28, Galaxy 37, and New Glenn 20 was the most recent non-Starlink mission. So looking to add another one. Yeah.
Good deal.
Yeah, just want to clarify, that's Northrop Grumman and G20.
Oh, yeah, good catch.
Not New Glenn yet. Soon, hopefully soon.
I think
Oop,
suffice
yeah,
to
well-
say, we all have New Glenn on the brain, and we're all very excited to see when that eventually does finally launch. I gotta come out to Florida for that one. I don't think that's missable.
No, you have to come. Yeah.
It's New Glenn on the noggin.
Sawyer, I don't even know what to say to that. What I do know to say to the members, though, and the people who are coming out to support our stream is thank you. So Joshua Perkins, thank you for becoming a PadRat member. Charles Boyer becoming a PadRat member. RC Horseman gifting 10 Red Team memberships 60 minutes ago. So RC Horseman has been waiting for tonight's stream just like all of us have, because the window has shifted around a little bit there. So thank you, RC, for being out early and for gifting the 10 Red Team memberships. If you got a gifted membership from RC Horseman or anybody else, do the nice thing and be sure to thank him in chat. Musical Wolves, thank you for the super chat. They say, really liking the double launch. How many extra boosters does SpaceX have ready? Ooh, I don't actually know what the size of the fleet is. Sawyer, do you know about how many boosters they have? I don't know about ready to go, but we could talk about the fleet size in general, I suppose.
That's a good question. I don't have Alex's spreadsheet. He's the one that's got the list of all of the good active ones, but I believe it's somewhere in the range of about 12 of them. Oh, I see Alex typing in the back channel.
Bless him.
It's about 15 at any point, he says. So it's
Good deal.
roughly 15, give or take.
Nice. And rock solid and suspiciously convenient alibi. Amazing name. That might be my favorite name ever. Rock solid and suspiciously convenient alibi upgraded to a Capcom member. So, hey, buddy, jump into the Discord and say, hey, actually, I give you one-time revocable permission to @ me in Discord while we are live, because that's an amazing screen name. Cool deal. Well, you guys want to do some viewer questions while we wait for fueling to start here?
Yeah.
Awesome. James Myerscough is asking, any wild guesses as to what's launching on USSF 51? That's the Atlas that's coming up. Julia, you got to get up close and personal with that Atlas. Any guesses as to what's launching on it?
Oh my goodness.
Can you confirm or deny anything?
I am only giggling because we actually did have an opportunity to have a few questions answered during this media event today. And one of those very questions is the one you just asked. Is there anything that you can share about this national security payload? No, it is classified. Okay, can you confirm if there is one satellite on board? No, can neither confirm nor deny the existence of one or more satellites on this payload. All we can say is, this is a rough quote, okay, everybody, that this is a timely national security payload for the United States of America.
It's timely. Okay, so they're launching a giant clock. Got it. Thank you.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah, there was I love the Glomar response, can neither confirm or deny. Anytime you get one of those, you're doing something pretty cool. But that was Jay was just showing on screen the photo, one of the photos that you took, and holy cow, like you're so close to it. You're so close to it. It's
And
right there.
that's the other reason I'm giggling, is because this was an amazing opportunity, and many thanks to United Launch Alliance for providing this unique opportunity to be so close to a rocket going past you on rollout, and knowing that it is a highly secretive national
Right.
security payload and we're that close to it is crazy and very cool.
Pretty cool. There was a time I was at Vandenberg, and we were driving past the runway, and a thing was landing, and our handler was like, "You didn't see that. I'm not going to talk about it. You're not going to." It was the whole thing. Can neither confirm or deny. I was like, "All right, okay, all right." Let's do some more questions. Sawyer, Ryan Havens is asking, what do those 4 towers surrounding Falcon 9 do? That feels like they're actually asking in earnest, because they didn't just say, what are the 4 towers? They actually asked the real questions. So let's give them a real answer, because normally I'm like, oh, we know, quit asking. But no, it's actually a good question if you don't know.
Normally they'd just be baiting us, yeah. Those 4 towers are part of the lightning protection system. And you know what they actually do in terms of protecting lightning? Absolutely nothing. Its primary thing is the catenary wires that you see that go around the rocket. You can kind of see one of them if you look going between the front left and the front right tower. In the end, they make up a little box almost that the rocket ends up flying through. That way, if there is lightning, obviously it goes for the higher object, which are those poles, and then the catenary wires safely take the lightning and disperse it down towards the ground and grounds it so that it doesn't cause any issues with the electronics on the vehicle.
Yeah, it's a little bit counterintuitive that it's not the actual towers themselves, it's the catenary wire that they support. A counterintuitive catenary. What do you know?
Counterintuitive catenary, but yeah, so it's kind of like a box, but so that's one cool box. Another cool box would be one from NSF with a shirt relating to these in it.
Hey, that's a solid gold Sawyer segue. Yeah, if you want a 4 Towers shirt, hop on over to the NSF shop and grab one, because believe it or not, the 4 Towers do have a lot of fans. I mean, I'm a fan. I don't want to see a rocket get hit by lightning.
True.
Really, we need a shirt for the catenary wire. Sorry, Julie, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, I mean, I remember streaming, a couple years ago, and that was the question to ask. And honestly, I don't feel like we're being baited. I kind of missed that question because we have a whole video about this topic.
We do, which you can check out on this very channel. Mods, maybe spam the link in chat if you feel so inclined.
I feel like we would need Jake on it though if we're doing about the wires because it's an area
Sold.
wire.
I'm sold. 100% sold. I already have shirts with cats on them. I would have more.
Yes.
Lorem Ipsum is asking, who is capturing the fairings on this launch? Julia, do we know about the fairing recovery ships on this?
I'd like to say I knew that answer, but I went through Gavin's feed and I couldn't find that answer. I can tell you, though, that Go Cosmos made its debut mission last night on that mission. So,
It is Mr. Bacon,
well,
by
either.
the way, today.
It is
AKA
Bob.
Bob. Yep.
It is Bob. Thank you, Sawyer, for the assist there. Well, I was going to say it's either Bob or Doug
Right.
because it's not Go Cosmos.
I mean, it's remarkable that a company that's as bad as naming things as SpaceX has named their ships so well. Like, can we get that person, whoever's in charge of the fleet and gets to name things, can we get them naming like vehicles and subsystems and things? Like explaining to my friends what Starship is. It's like, okay, Starship, it's the upper stage, it's reusable, it's important. And then there's also Super Heavy, but also the whole thing is called Starship. Also, it's launching Starlinks. Also, it launches from Starbase. They're like, they look at you like like you're crazy. Like, can we get some cool names like the fleet has for Starship? That'd be great.
Just start playing
You're-
Starman by David Bowie.
Right.
Oh, I was just going to say he's just. Okay.
Oh, we got a little bit of robot on you, Julia. Maybe toggle your airplane mode off and on or something. Shake your phone so the photons do what they're supposed to do.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Yeah. Waco Jones, thank you for the $5 super. Astro Knucklehead, what's up, dude? Thank you for gifting 1 Red Team membership. Bideford, good old Bideford, gifting 10 Red Team memberships. Thank you so much, Bideford. It's a whole bunch of people now that get access to the membership program, which is awesome. Lalo, thank you for the support. They say, how will Starship Booster communicate with the launch pad to catch the booster? Is it like Falcon 9 when landing on land where they're aiming for the ocean and perform a dogleg landing burn? Will Starship be similar? All right, this is a lot of questions. And we're watching a Falcon 9 get ready to launch, so I'll try and keep it brief. Yes, presumably there will be a dogleg, although we haven't heard anything about that officially yet, I don't think. As for the first question, we don't know how the booster will communicate with the pad, or even if it will at all. So there you go. But thank you for that generous amount of support.
This just in. Update.
Oh, what do we got?
From SpaceX. Here you go. Less than 1 hour to go. And Falcon 9 is go for propellant load, range, and weather are currently green.
That's what we like to hear. Excellent. So things are progressing, and we will soon see a frosty booster, will we not?
That's the hope. Starting at about T-minus 35 minutes is when they will officially begin that fuel loading. Starting, of course, with the stage 1 being filled with both RP-1, rocket propellant 1, the refined form of kerosene, and LOX, liquid oxygen. And then the second stage starts with the RP-1, and that will continue until T-minus 20 minutes and 20 seconds when they do the LOX chill down to the line, which we, of course, know is the best vent, before beginning the second stage, LOX load at T-minus 16 minutes.
Excellent. All right, well, there are your upcoming milestones. Thank you for that, Sawyer.
You're welcome.
Let's see. Let's do some more questions. Laura Rexford is asking, how many times do you think a Falcon booster can land? 30 times, maybe? So we don't have like an official number from SpaceX. We know that they can land probably 20 times. No problem. It's fine. 30 seems doable. I don't know. Without being on SpaceX's engineering team, I don't really feel qualified to say. Sawyer, what do you think?
I feel like they're just going to hit it in, 5 landing increments. Target, let's get to 25. And then once they get to 25, let's push it to 30. And then I think they'd go for 30. Beyond that, I think that's when they may actually take one of the boosters if they don't fully expend it and break it down and take a look at everything inside and reevaluate the fleet from there. But I mean, to get 30 launches out of a single booster, not too bad considering there are space shuttles that had less than 30 flights.
Yeah, Alex saying in our back channel they want to go to 40. I believe it. Julia, I mean, how long do you think it'll be until we see a a booster with a 3 in front of a 0 for
Oh,
for landings.
well, at the rate we're going, I mean, let's see, we're in July. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. By the end of the year, we could be in the high 20s, I think.
Nice.
Yeah. But I agree with Sawyer. I think it's going to be in 5 flight increments. And we have boosters that are, tracking one behind the other in these milestones again. So this is going to be interesting.
I am 100% here for it. Daniel Hogbin, thank you for gifting 5 Red Team memberships. Now I feel like everything I have to say has to be sing-song. Hypnotic is asking, will SpaceX ever build more drone ships to support more launches? I do, okay, we all know I'm biased. I'm Mr. West Coast. But I do think the West Coast could probably use another drone ship. I mean, I'm just saying, East Coast has 2, West Coast should have 2. Julia, what do you think? Will we ever see additional drone ships? You are the queen of the fleet.
Well, it's been teased as not out of the realm of impossible. Could you use another drone ship over there? Possibly, but remember, your landing zone is closer than our landing zone as a general rule. So your drone ship can come back and forth and still do a pretty quick turnaround time. Do we have room for another drone ship here? Probably not, but is there that chance it could be stationed to the south? Possibly also. So
That would be cool. I mean, if
right?
if their cadence gets to a certain point, they'll just have enough room in the port because one drone ship will always be out at sea. I don't know. There's ways that it could work.
Well,
But also keep in
right,
mind, you've got the recovery fleet that's going to be moving over to the West Coast, so there will be more room.
well, that is true too. And in all honesty, the ideal situation for Port Canaveral is drone ships are hardly ever at the dock, right? Because busy port and busy docks. So
Right. Which, honestly, I'd love to see it. I'd way rather there be more and more rocket-related vessels in the port than cruise ships, but that's me. I don't know. If you like cruises, that's fine.
soon, Jack, soon.
As long as they don't scrub, as long as the cruise ship does not scrub a launch, I'm fine with them.
Again.
That's what I mean. What launch was that? Was that a Falcon 9 or was that something else?
That was a Falcon.
It was an instantaneous window Falcon with a customer payload, I believe. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Memories. Big Massive is asking us to talk about Polaris Dawn with a $50 super chat. Thank you so much. That's extremely generous of you. They say, talk about Polaris Dawn. When is the net date? What do we think about the net date for Polaris Dawn? Because we know now that Crew 9 is going first, right?
Correct. Yeah. Per a press conference that was held yesterday relating to Crew 9, they were asked about the dates, and they said that Crew 9 will likely go first. Obviously, there's the issue with Starliner and getting that crew down, as well as the Crew 8 crew that is already up there. So, as of now, the net date for Crew 9 is August 18th. I know I mentioned Crew 9, but they're pushing that ahead. So, when it came to Polaris Dawn, unfortunately, that's getting moved backwards a bit. To when? The SpaceX official just said late summer, which, considering we're already at midsummer and August is kind of the start of late summer, probably not too long of a delay. But the biggest issue is the fact that both Crew 9 and Polaris Dawn launch from 39A. So there's that turnaround time, which is a little bit longer at Pat A than it is over at Slick 40.
I'm just so excited for Polaris Dawn. I cannot wait for that mission. Not only for the data that they're going to gather and for the first commercial spacewalk, but the imagery. The imagery, you guys. It's going to be amazing. I have no specific knowledge of what. I just know that Jared and the entire crew is extremely dedicated to spreading excitement about spaceflight. So I fully expect them to pump out some really amazing stuff from that mission, and I'm so excited to see it.
Also, I looked it up. The cruise ship incident was in January of 2022 for the launch of, I believe it was Sky Cosmos. It was one of the Italian space agency's Earth observing satellites.
Got it. My, how time flies. Galadriel is asking Jack and Sawyer and Julia, doesn't it feel great now that the Falcons are flying again? It does. It really does. We were talking about this a lot on last night's stream, the return to flight stream, how remarkable it is that 16, 15-day break was so wild to us because we've become so expectant of this rapid cadence. It's crazy.
It really is. I mean, you're so used to it, it feels empty. Like I was saying on last night's stream, I felt rusty almost, even though, again, we're talking a couple weeks here. But it's just, I don't know. It's something about them flying. Like, I look at the list of launches that I've seen, and you can gradually see year by year the number just grows and grows and grows. And it's just reflective of just how quickly the industry is evolving, and I love it.
Heck yeah. Julia, are you happy that Falcons are flying again?
I am. I will admit that that first week it was kind of nice to be able to slow down for a minute.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, by the beginning of the second week, it was feeling kind of awkward. And then, like Sawyer said, you remind yourself that it wasn't all that long ago that 2 weeks between launches was a totally normal thing. And how crazy it's become in the last, about year to achieve this cadence.
I love it. Jake Winlow gifting 10 Red Team memberships. Thank you so much, Jake. We appreciate it. The membership program is so important to what we do. I don't want to talk everyone's ear off about it and say the same thing over and over. You've probably heard it if you've watched our streams, but really, the membership program is important. If you choose to support us that way, we appreciate you.
Do you know what I see?
What do you see, Sawyer?
I think I see Falcon getting icy.
Oh
It
my-
appears as if there's a little bit of frost starting to form now towards the bottom of the first stage, which would indicate fueling underway, which is what we expect.
Sawyer, how many pun tokens do you have right now?
Probably negative.
I was gonna say, if whatever number you have, I'm taking them all right now. Let's see. Y'all keep your questions coming in. Some really good ones tonight, as we're
Thanks.
about 30 minutes to go.
Kevin saying I have none left.
Confirming. Thank you for that, KMR. Joe Pipel is asking, are you also covering USSF 51 on Tuesday morning? Oh, you better believe it. What config atlas is it? Was that 4 solids on there?
Oh, no,
it's
5.
5.
The Bruiser. The Bruiser.
I love that.
551.
Yeah.
That's 5
Absolutely.
solids, 5 meter fairing variant, and 1 engine on the upper stage. What is that, an RL? I want to say RL10?
Those are the main ones. You've got the Centaur upper stage. That's the single, right? Or no, it is the RL10. Brain, yeah. I've been so focused on SpaceX that you forget the RL10 upper stage.
Yeah, main engines are what? The RD-180s.
RT-180s, yeah.
One of my favorite engines. I think one of my favorite photos I've ever taken is of the RD-180 out of Vandenberg. So I'm really looking forward to this launch. Jeff is asking any update on time for Starship Flight 5, which is it's a fair question. We're coming into August here. I think September remains likely. I think hardware readiness, we're close. We're real close to hardware readiness, but regulatory, who knows? Because everything that I think we've all heard is that SpaceX is indeed going for a catch on Flight 5, and that's going to take some regulatory work with the FAA. So probably not till September earliest is my guess based on all of that. Hope it's helpful. definitely come down and see it. I think if there's any Starship launch to not miss, it's the one with the first catch or explosion. Explosions are cool when nobody gets hurt. So yeah, don't miss it if you can. Stay tuned to the channel. You know the drill. Subscribe if you're not. Follow us on the socials. Do all the things, and you can stay up to date, because as soon as we have any inkling of a date, you know that we will let you all know. But right now, it's still pretty nebulous.
Nebulous. I like that.
Can you imagine when we get to a point where Starship is launching with the cadence that Falcon 9 launches? Because we're going to get there. It's just a matter of time.
Oh, that's going to be. It won't get old. I hope it doesn't get old.
Never. I mean, it doesn't get old now.
True.
Julia, we got to get you out. We got to get you out here for a Starship launch. Sawyer, you too. Like, I got to come to Florida. You guys got to come to Starbase. Everybody has to go to Vandenberg because West Coast, best coast. Like, come on, let's do this.
If I wanted to do that, I could just put on a blindfold at the Cape.
Oh, ouch.
that
Sawyer,
sound-
was that called for?
Because
That's-
West Coast fog.
That sound that you're hearing is my soul leaving my body. Thank you, Sawyer.
East Coast, West Coast.
27 minutes to go. Jonathan Coleman is asking, what is the direction for the rocket tonight? Jay, who is operating the stream. I don't think I mentioned Jay at the start of the stream. I'm a terrible trash person. Jay is operating the stream tonight. Thank you for that, Jay. Can we get the trajectory map back? Ooh, he gave us a swoosh. So, yeah, northeasterly trajectory. We talked about this a little bit, but if people are joining the stream and didn't catch that near the beginning, that's what we're looking at tonight. What is it? 53 degrees, I think?
I have to look up the exact inclination. Yeah, 53 degrees.
Excellent. Oh, God. Kevin made me aware that I say excellent a lot, and now I'm hyper aware of it. Why would you do that, Kevin? Apocalypse Cow, that's Danger Moo, gifting 5 Red Team memberships. Thank you so much, buddy. Always see your name pop up with all of the other regulars. You guys are the best. This one's a little bit tough because I've been in the same position. I'm sure a lot of you out there have. Bullseye 144 says, I lost my 15-year-old kitty today, Stormy, that has watched every launch on NSF with me since 2020. I know the NSF staff understands. Thanks for being here tonight. I'm so sorry. It's awful. There's no words. That's the tragedy of having pets or really anything that you love. Is nothing is forever. You just got to enjoy what you had while you had it. I'm so sorry. We're all here for you, and I'm sorry. What else do you even say?
Sending love and care, and the launch tonight, when it goes off, think of Stormy.
This one's for Stormy.
Yes.
Let's see some more questions. Kirk is asking, why did they end up reducing the total number of Starlinks per launch? What's going on with that, Sawyer? I mean, is that just the switch from the V1 satellites or the 1.5s to the V2 minis? They're heavier, so less satellites per launch?
Yeah, a lot of it comes down to that, is the fact that these are definitely heavier satellites. So, I mean, sometimes it'll be 22, sometimes it'll be 23, but that's about the normal number that we're seeing now for these, not including direct-to-cell. For the regular V2 minis that we're seeing that actually aren't that mini. They're only called mini because they're launching on Falcon, not Starship, really. So because of the mass, it usually ends up as 22 or 23. That's also part of the reason why, while they have the green light to go ahead and do RTLS, return to launch site landings, with these boosters for Starlink missions, they typically don't, because it takes a little bit more fuel, and then you have to do the whole basically flip and burn almost, turn around and boost back. So in doing so, you would need more propellant, and to do that, you would need less satellites.
Talking while muted. Thank you, Sawyer. That makes sense. Sorry, I've got a very hyper dog next to me trying to get me to play Tug of War, so I've been muting myself. So talking while muted, my bad. Wascally Wabbit, thank you for the $10 super chat. Very generous of you. They say infinity pun token for Sawyer.
Yes.
That's
I
not how that
win.
works. That's not how that works.
That's exactly how that works.
Richard Bryan, thank you for the $20 super chat. I mean, it's a late night Starlink. Y'all, you're coming out with support in force. It's so appreciated. They say if Starlink was configured with seating like an airliner, how many passengers could it carry? I think SpaceX said at one point 100 people. I don't know if that's airliner seating, but yeah, suffice to say, a lot. I think the actual usable internal volume of the payload bay on version 2 is something like 500 cubic meters. So I don't know what the habitable volume of an airliner is, but yeah, whatever is comparable to 500 meters, I think, go with. Maybe a
you
little
know-
bit less than an airliner because the seats, I assume, are going to have to pivot. Go ahead, Julia.
Actually, that this all makes kind of sense if you put it into school bus terms, because a fairing half is about the size of a school bus, and
Yeah.
2 school buses would be about 100. No?
Yeah,
Maybe?
that makes sense.
Okay.
I mean, a school bus is something everyone can wrap their heads around in terms of size. And even when you are at the press site at Kennedy Space Center, or even here in Starbase, and you can get super up close to rockets, it's really hard to get a true sense of scale to just quite how big they are, unless you're basically right next to them as they go by, like you were today, Julia, with Atlas V.
By the way, it's 100 seats for the initial ones, and then once Spirit Airlines and EasyJet get a hold of it, it's 600 seats for the same volume.
I'm taking away the infinity token right now.
Infinity token.
And I tried to make it across the pond too. Spirit for US and EasyJet for overseas, but yeah.
Wow. I can't believe we have coined the infinity token this stream, because that's dangerous. Even just the premise of an infinity token existing, I think, is a little bit too dangerous.
No one should wield the power of the infinity token.
I did a quick check, and if my research is to be believed, the Boeing 747-400 has an internal cabin volume of approximately 500 cubic meters. So there you go. Chat is up in arms about the infinity token. I love it.
love the references to Infinity Token and beyond, Avengers
God.
Infinity Token. But hey, at NSF here, we can come up with whatever kind of names we want. Heck, we could call a Locks Chill Down line the best vent ever, right?
It is indeed, and then that is what we are about to see here in about 10 or so seconds. A nice big cloud of vapor from Falcon 9, indicating that propellant load is progressing properly.
Aw, look. So pretty.
Right on time.
And you can tell what kind of a night it is here on Cape by how the vent flows. And what would you say, Jack? It's a pretty calm night out here, isn't it?
Yeah, it looks like there's basically no wind.
And humid, because the cloud is expanding.
So, what is speaking of clouds, the cloud situation? What's the weather out there like for you tonight? Looks like about 77 degrees Fahrenheit, 25 degrees C. I mean, the humidity is 91%, though. How balmy is it?
It's balmy. Well, yeah, all I feel is humidity. I'm not gonna lie. But it's better than being in the sun like at noon today. That was brutal. So I'll take what I have right now. I can't tell you about cloud cover, to be honest, because you know, I think we have a thin layer of clouds, which was rather unfortunately forecasted for this evening and then taking a downward turn throughout the rest of the night. I do not see stars. Let's put it that way.
Well, the reason I asked specifically about clouds is, yes, visibility is important, but also if it's really humid and there's not a lot of wind and there's a lowish cloud layer, you might get some really good audio tonight.
Okay, that's fair, and that's a nice trade-off.
You know?
VAB squeal.
But yeah, try not to drown in all the humidity tonight. Do you ever think about how humans are basically just land fish? All right, moving on.
Oh my gosh. And yeah, landfish that get eaten alive by mosquitoes, so shout out to D surviving out there as well.
Yeah, it's a miracle D has not been carried away by the mosquitoes.
Although he does have some unique ways of preventing mosquitoes today, so maybe we'll get to see that at some point.
Gamer Cool 56, thank you for the super chat. They say, hope this second stage doesn't fail again. Why would you say? Don't say that. Why would you say that?
I mean, we all hope it doesn't.
That's true. They're just saying what we're all thinking. Booster 1058, thank you for the super chat. They say, hail Stormy. Heck yeah, hail Stormy. Stormy forever. 100 years of Stormy. And Bloodhound09, thank you for the super chat. They say Jack coined the infinity token. No, that was Julia, and didn't even notice his own pun. No, that was intentional. That was 100% intentional. 17 minutes to go. Where are we at in the timeline, Sawyer?
Well, this venting that you see here, the line purge, or the line chill down, excuse me, should be going on for about another minute. And then once we hit T minus 16 minutes is when we will hopefully see that plume go away, which will mean the loading of liquid oxygen on that second stage. Meanwhile, first stage, RP1 and LOX are continuing to flow into the vehicle, and that will continue till about T minus 3 minutes for the stage 1 and T minus 2 minutes for stage 2, until we get a full Falcon of fuel.
Excellent. Oh my god, I said excellent again. Kevin, why did you do this to me?
Mr. Burns over here.
Oh god, I am bald. I'm not evil though. Come on now. Let's see. We will rocket you. This another is asking, is this another northeast trajectory? Yes, it is, as we have talked about a little bit already. DJWB417 says, when is the next Shuttle Sunday? I am all caught up and it is my fave. That's awesome.
Oh,
yeah,
I'm
when
glad
is
you
the
like
next
it.
when is the next Shuttle Sunday, Sawyer? Do we know yet? Is it tomorrow? Please say it's tomorrow.
It is not tomorrow.
Ah, dang it. You know, we're doing what we do is a team sport as it's a team sport, and you know what? We don't always have time to do all the things with everything else that we have to do, but yes, we do need to do more Shuttle Sundays. Not tomorrow, unfortunately.
Turns
What's
out
the
NASA
mission?
Spaceflight official has to do official things for NASA Spaceflight, you know?
Yeah, it turns out. Sawyer, what mission is it? Is it going to be the next one? Where are we at?
That's a great question. What mission did we do last time? It's been so long. I'm sorry.
I think it was 9.
Oh, I feel like we're past. I think we did the first flight of Discovery, which is 41D. So next one would be 41G.
Nice.
And we may throw in a little 51A action in there. We'll see.
Little bonus 51A action.
Hey, Jack,
What's up, Julia?
you want to know something cool?
No, I don't really like knowing cool stuff.
Oh, okay, fine.
No, tell me.
I was just going to say, I am walking with a Starlink Mini to where I want to take a photograph tonight. And the fact that I can walk with a Starlink and a Starlink's going to like launch tonight, that just makes me happy.
Are you trying to hurt me?
I just want to.
I don't have a Starlink Mini yet. That's why I say that.
Opportunity to be mobile with a Starlink, and if I cut out, that's called a handoff, and this is why we launch more Starlinks.
Yes, more Starlinks, more better. I do not have a Starlink Mini yet, but I am super excited to get one because it's just going to be a game changer for doing what we do, trying to be in random places with very little signal and bring things to people around the world that are really cool, like Falcon 9 is right now. It's getting good and frosty. Can
By the way,
see
I
the
do want to make sure. I don't know if I actually said the date when I was saying it, but there will be Shuttle Sunday. Not this Sunday, but exactly 1 week after that. So it's not like we're disappearing. I promise we will be back with more Shuttle Sunday. So I believe that would be August 4th at 3 p.m. Eastern. Make sure you tune into Space Coast Live, and if you miss it, we record them and post them later. And if you haven't seen any of them, there's an entire playlist of them right here on the YouTubes.
heck yeah. I'm so here for it. Here's an interesting one from Israel Clark saying, "Will we ever get a SpaceX booster with a NASA logo on it again?" Ooh,
Nope.
I really don't think so. It'd be really nice, but I suspect not. Right, Sawyer?
Everything seems to be the kind of like interstage at this point. So I don't think we'll ever see it on the booster itself again. I think that was the valiant efforts of the not forgotten E1058, I think it was, as I forget.
I think it was 58.
Yeah, we remember the one and only that carried a NASA logo on it.
NASA logos had the worm and the meatball,
And now they all still do.
but not on the booster.
No. And there was one mission where they were off-center and it was driving me crazy, but that's another story.
I remember that. I actually remember that and being like, why? Let's see. Let's do some more questions. We're coming up on 12 minutes to go. And Julia, are we going to need to let you go so you can do camera things here in a couple minutes?
Well, no, we're good. I'm with, occasionally talking while muted, but otherwise I'm patiently sitting here on the coast, and you're sitting next to me for all practical purposes. So we're
Yeah,
good.
gotta love the internet. Once again, hooray, Starlink.
Hooray.
Anthony is saying, want to give a shout out to Boy Scout Troop 296 in Wilmington, North Carolina. That's awesome. Are they, if you're watching right now, like, hopefully you can see the second stage burn of this launch from North Carolina. Although I don't
Yeah.
know where Wilmington is. I'm not sure how coastal it is. But either way, what's up, Troop 296? Sawyer, were you in the Scouts?
I was not a scout. And Wilmington, by the way, is on the coast. So
Excellent.
absolutely, if you're whoever's
I'm
awake, make sure to go outside and take a look. You may get that plume expansion. Not so much a jellyfish, but you'll get to see the expanding as the atmosphere thins out of that second stage.
awesome. Yeah, I'm not good with East Coast geography. Sorry. My bad.
That's all right. But yeah, no, it's definitely worth going out to see that.
Let's see. More questions. Not Falcon related, as we come up to 10 minutes to go for Falcon 9 here, but Mark is asking what will happen to Artemis rockets, that's SLS, when they use all the shuttle engines on the first stage? Well, they're making more, right, Sawyer?
Correct. There have been evolutions of the engine. We know it generally as the RS-25, but as you go down the line, they started adding letters to them. So once they run out of all of their current ones from the shuttle, which was I believe, RS-25Ds, that was what they did for the final ones. They will then transition over to the RS-25Es, starting with Artemis 5.
I so can't wait for the next SLS launch, the next Artemis launch. It's going to be amazing. Crew on board.
Yeah.
Bloodhound09 with a $5 super. Thank you so much. They say, what was that post-launch TE waterfall vent after the last launch? Also, y'all are excellent. Do we ever figure out what that was? I mean, I remember D was saying that's not uncommon to see. Julia, any idea?
You know, Are we talking about last night's launch? Because I'm not gonna lie, it woke me up. I was in bed for ahead of
Oh, I'm
my 5
jealous.
a.m. work shift. So, yes, 12 miles away. The rumble was rattling my windows and it woke me up, but I did not see what you're talking about, unfortunately.
Yeah, there
It's
was a. Go ahead,
weird.
sir.
Yeah, it looked like there was some kind of either water or a vapor or something that was just pouring out of the transporter erector. But again, it's
Oh, well, things happen after launch, like your T-tub and other propellants occasionally do remain in there and will leak out. So
Yeah,
not
we did.
I'm burning T-Tib.
Yeah, we did. We even saw that last night as well.
it happens.
Bideford, thank you for the $10 super. They say, is this the fastest East Coast then West Coast launch we're having today? I'm gonna just wait for a moment here for Alex to start typing because
Well, he
I don't
does
know that
that. I
answer off the top of my head, but
I
we'll
don't
see
think
what
we ever
Alex
pointed out
says.
the fact that there is another launch tonight.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it.
Apparently, it is
I know.
not, but there is the 10-4 launch here, which is set to happen in about 7.5 minutes. And then you have Starlink Group 9-4, which is set to happen at 3:24 a.m. Eastern, 12:24 a.m. local time.
Yeah, there is a California launch of Falcon 9 out of Vandenberg tonight. Also Starlink. Yeah. Let's see.
7 minutes, we should be chilling now. And I don't mean we, I mean the Merlin 1D engines at the base of the first stage. Prepare them so that they can not experience crazy thermal shock as you've got these super cooled propellants and then creating this really hot flamey bit. So it doesn't kind of cause problems with the engines. So that is ongoing.
All right, Alex on our back channel says they looked it up. It's not. The shortest turnaround between an East Coast and a West Coast launch is 1 hour 51 minutes. Unfortunately, this will be longer than that. So there you go. Thank you, Alex, and thank you, Bideford. I am Juryver is asking, will Falcon 9 reach more than 100 launches this year? And they're also asking, is Starship V2 still stacking? Yes, they are currently building the first version 2, block 2, whatever you want to call it, Starship. But let's go around the horn here. Julia, do you think Falcon 9 will reach more than 100 this year?
Yeah, I think we'll reach 100 at least. Will we reach the goal they were hoping for? Quite possibly not, but 100, I think that's going to be cake.
Sawyer?
I agree. They're absolutely hitting 100. As long as everything continues as we've seen so far, they will hit 100 easily. 148? I don't think so. And like I was saying last night, I think the priority at this point is going to be quantity of payloads rather than quantity of launches. So I think that the focus now is getting as many Starlinks up this year, getting as many of those customer payloads up this year. I know internally, of course, they're going to be pushing for that 148, but my guess would be like 128. I know I'm a little bit of a pessimist there, but
I mean, even 128 this year would be insane.
oh, still record breaking.
Let's see. That's a good
Well,
question. Here
hopefully,
we
what we
are.
will see shortly, by the way, is the retraction of the transporter erector, as there are some clamps that are kind of underneath that fairing that you see at the top. Those will open, and then it will retract a whopping 1.8 degrees out of the way.
That's not a lot of degrees, but
Strong
it's
back is
enough.
retracting.
Oh, hey, we got audio.
There's the confirmation of that. Right. It goes back just a little bit, and then obviously when we get to T0, it does a full throwback maneuver to get out of the way in time. Whereas the one over in Vandenberg, it basically just goes back and kind of stays back.
Yeah, it gets utterly roasted every time. Like, especially if you have a shot exposing, like for the engines, and you're pointed at the right part of the TE. You can see them get quite roasty. We did have a question. I'm not sure where it's from or where. Like I don't know if I can find it, but they were asking if Slick 4 would ever get a TE that does a throwback. I don't think it's really. I mean, they seem to be doing fine without it, but who knows? Maybe. I'm loving this audio.
Yeah, looks like we're getting ready for that rocket blessing there with a little shake.
Excellent. Oh my God, I said it again. Kevin, why?
Well, we should be coming up on fueling, wrapping up on the first stage here momentarily. Hopefully we'll get that call out. That'll be followed about a minute later by the finishing and fueling of that second stage with the liquid oxygen.
Right, and that's when we're going to see another one of those big vents.
Yep.
Why is the T-minus 20-minute vent the best vent, but the T-minus 2-minute vent is not? Like, what did the 2-minute vent do to be usurped?
Because the other one is chilling down the lines. It's cool. It's literally in the name. It's cool. This one is
complete.
their stage 1 LOX load complete. This one is just purging the line of any remaining liquid oxygen that may be inside of it, and kind of clears it out and prevents the potential for igniting as flames go by.
Good deal. Well, any second now.
Then the next call out, which should be, once again, any moment, might be a slight delay from their audio feed, but next should be stage 2 LOX load complete.
2 minutes to go. Alex in our back channel saying they had not realized this is the 300th launch of Falcon 9 Block 5. Wow.
Oh my gosh, I remember the first Block 5 flight. I feel old.
Me too. I remember seeing the black inner LOX load complete on stage 2. I remember seeing the black inner stage for the first time and thinking like, oh, it's not all white. I don't like it. But now I look at old photos and I'm like, that looks wrong. The Block 5 looks right to me now.
It was very sleek, but right now it's also kind of all white, as it's a little bit frosty there with all of the fuel loaded up inside of Falcon 9 at this point.
Coming up on a minute to go when Falcon 9 will take control of the count.
That's the final purge there, the line that we were just talking about, the second best vent.
I can hear the mosquitoes. A minute to go. Come on, Falcon 9.
Falcon 9 should be in startup, meaning the onboard computers will have control of the countdown.
There you go.
Beautiful. That also means that the tanks are pressurized to flight levels. Next up should be the go for launch.
I don't even want to talk over it.
Launch director, go for launch.
Heck yeah, we are go for launch. T-minus 30 seconds to go. This is hopefully going to be quite a beautiful one tonight.
Last launch from this pad was Turksat 6A. Now we finally get Starlink.
Yeah, as a reminder, Starlink 10-4, launching from Slick 40 at Cape Canaveral Space Force Station in Florida. Roughly 10 seconds to go here. This one's for Stormy. Let's send some more internet satellites to space. There's ignition. And liftoff of Falcon 9 carrying 23 more Starlink V2 mini satellites on the Starlink 10-4 mission. Let's listen to some hopefully really good audio. normally we'd be talking more, but this sounds amazing. So I hesitated to really start talking. Sawyer, where are we at? How close are we to Miko and stage set? Because I see that exhaust plume expanding.
Just a couple seconds away, in fact, we will have Miko, main engine cutoff. The 9 Merlin 1D engines will shut down, followed by stage separation. There is Miko, in fact. Then we will have stage separation, and then hopefully ignition of the Merlin vacuum engine on the second stage.
There it
And
is.
there it is.
All
It-
right.
It's
So-
still rumbling here, Jack.
You know what? I was wondering about the clouds. You said it was really humid. That mic was fantastic. That audio was fantastic. I think we were at T plus 2 minutes, and I was like, all right, I have to say something, but this audio is so good. Anyways,
And the truth is that we didn't hear it here on the coast of Titusville until it hit the clouds. And when it hit the clouds, it was like crackle explosion like you all were hearing on the stream that Dee had right up close. It was truly an experience.
excellent. Well, I'm looking forward to see your photos, and we can see as well. Oh, is D still tracking it?
I believe, by the way, we did have fairing separation in there. They had the camera for a quick second up, showing that the fairings have fallen away.
Got it. So you can see the second stage piling on the velocity there on the right. Meanwhile, the first stage is heading back into the atmosphere and slowing down as it gets ready to do its entry burn before landing on the drone ship.
A Shortfall of Gravitas is the ship that is currently located approximately 620 kilometers downrange. And those fairings that we saw, don't forget those. Those are also going to be recovered. We have Bob, the recovery ship located at about 700 kilometers downrange, ready to fish those out of the ocean and bring them back to fly again.
Yeah, was that the fairing that went by the press site? I think while Max was there, and he shot this video of it. If that was the same fairing, one half looks like barely used, and one half looks like incredibly used. It's remarkable what SpaceX has been able to do with fairing reuse. But yeah, second stage. I mean, I gotta say it. Second stage, burning away. Obviously, something we're all watching on these flights after SpaceX returns to flight last night. Go second stage, go.
Yeah, everything looks good. The numbers continuing to climb as we're used to seeing for these missions. And the booster has hit the apogee, the highest point in its trajectory. So now you'll see that altitude going down.
It's so crazy. I mean, the same thing happened with the shuttle's solid rocket motors, right? Even though you have stopped firing your engines, you still have all of that upward momentum. So there's a period of time where you're still just traveling upwards before you can actually start to fall again.
Exactly. And
So we're
that's
coming
part
up.
of- Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Well, we're coming up on entry burn here in just a few moments. Is that plasma around the engine section?
Unless that's, it might be some plasma, unless it's pulses from the
Oh, it
cold
could be
gas jet
RCS.
thrusters.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's probably much more likely. Here we go for entry burn.
Stage 1 FTS has saved.
Stage 1 entry burn startup.
Falcon
Beautiful.
9 fighting fire with fire as it enters the thicker parts of the atmosphere. I will never get tired of saying that.
Stage 1
It's so
entry burn
fun, but
shutdown.
true.
And there you go. Looked good. And now we get looks like maybe we'll get a little bit of plasma in the grid fins.
And keep in mind, you'll
Vehicles
see
are on
the
nominal
speeds too.
trajectories.
The speed there started to increase, and now you should see it go down rapidly on the first stage.
Yeah, it's like Falcon 9 is hitting the brick wall that the atmosphere becomes at those kinds of speeds. And that call out, that was a good call out. They said both vehicles on nominal trajectory, so that's exactly what we want to hear. Look at that grid fin. That is gorgeous.
Wow.
That is simply gorgeous.
10 kilometers up.
Really scrubbing off the velocity now. Coming up on
Stage
landing
1
burn.
transonic.
And hopefully we'll actually be able to hear the landing too.
Yeah, they've got those mics on the drone ship now.
On a shortfall of Gravitas, at least, yeah.
All right, coming up on landing burn. Hopefully we get a solid signal all the way through.
Stage 1 landing burn.
There you go.
1 kilometer.
Stage 1 landing leg deployed.
And landed.
Stage 1 landing
That-
confirmed.
That was a interesting maneuver.
Yeah, I'm glad I wasn't the only one that was worried there of like, is it gonna make that turn?
That was an interesting maneuver. Is all I feel comfortable saying. Because maybe it's I don't know. I feel like I've watched a lot of drone ship landings, so yeah, maybe I don't know. That was interesting.
Yeah, and it is worth noting that they're basically programmed to intentionally miss the drone ship until they get to a certain altitude, at which point then the vehicle is commanded to steer itself towards the drone ship if all systems are nominal or working on the first stage. If it's not, then it's already on a trajectory to ditch in the ocean so that you hopefully save your drone ship from incurring a lot of damage.
Right, and we even talked about that. There was a question about if Starship will have something similar, or at least the booster, earlier in the stream, and it just makes sense to do that from a safety perspective. So important to mention. Thank you, Sawyer.
You're welcome.
Alex is saying in our back channel numbers after Seco 1 looked good, so likely nominal orbital insertion. Fantastic.
Oh, We Will Rocket You saying they saw it from Virginia on the East Coast. So if anyone got pictures or videos or got to see it, please send it to us. We love seeing them. Send it to the social team. Add us on X, the Everything app, / Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. We even have TikTok. Tag us in that. It'd be really cool to see what you guys get.
Yeah, I really do love seeing all that. Like, everyone's like, "Oh, all I've got is my phone." The phones are such good cameras nowadays. So yeah, let's do that. Please send us shots if you got it up the eastern seaboard there.
Yep, at NASA Spaceflight. The only one that it's a little different is NASA Spaceflight IG for Instagram.
Well, we have our favorite view on launch day, and that is an empty launch pad because it did the thing. It went to space. Second stage still has some work to do, but hooray.
Yes, that is. I mean, that's Das's line. I guess you're okay stealing it. I know I can't.
Oh no, I shamelessly steal mine. All mine now. Rob D, thank you for the support. They say hi to King Bath Salts up in BC, Republic of Canada. NSF rocks and West Coast is best coast. San Diego, baby.
No. Thank you for the support, but no.
Yes. Apocalypse Cow, Danger Moo. Thank you again, Apocalypse Cow, for all the support. I think this is your second this stream, with a $20.24 super chat. They say, excellent. Drink. Keep them coming, Jack. Oh, God. Oh, God.
Well,
Oh,
by the
oh,
way, stay
jeez.
tuned. We are pulling the replays, so hang in there. We got some
Yes.
awesome shots coming.
Yeah, thank you for mentioning that. Replays are coming. And Apocalypse Cow with another one saying, are you folks using new mics? These last two launches have been amazing. I think it's a mic on D's camera. So if
Yes,
you
we actually are.
if you like this audio, then you have D to thank because it's a mic of theirs. So holy cow, I'm a fan of it. Chat,
It is
what do you
brand
think?
new XLR. It is money. It is chef's kiss, D.
Yeah, they say it's a Sennheiser mic. Is it a SM80? No, that's a Shure. Yeah, I'd be curious. What mic?
No,
Anyways,
not
thank
sure.
you.
Sennheiser.
Well, because I even asked if it was an SM87, but that which is a Shure mic. But
You sure about that?
I am. You really did get an no infinity token for you, Sawyer. I'm taking it
But I
back.
don't want these jokes to bows over your head. Come on.
Okay, that was a stretch. Stop
Very
it.
much.
Let's do some more questions while we wait for those replays. Anthony Nolasco is saying, why aren't flights from Vandenberg covered anymore? Because I'm here is the reason. And here is Starbase, if you didn't know. And I will be back in California, and we will cover more West Coast launches. But for right now, I'm here covering everything in the lead up to Flight 5, because Flight 5 is going to be amazing. "17 minutes ago, Booster 4 asked, will we be hearing the landing audio from ASOG? And yes, we will, and we did.
Currently, the only drone ship I believe that has the microphone on it for these East Coast launches, and I don't think, of course, I Still Love You has one.
Yeah,
Correct.
hopefully, of course, I Still Love You and Just Read the Instructions both get that same setup at some point, because the audio of Falcon 9 landing in particular is really intense and cool sounding. It's like, I don't know why I think this, but it almost sounds like Falcon 9 is just screaming. Like, maybe because it's coming in and you're, that does something to the dynamics of the sound. I don't know, but
Yeah, it feels like the audio is coming from the top down onto you, at least for,
right,
RTLS landings.
right. It's really special. So hopefully the other drone ships get that
By the way,
here.
am I the only one? I probably am, because I'm weird. Am I the only one that actually calls them ASOG, Jerdy, and Osisli?
Are you
100% legit.
are you being serious?
Actually, yes.
I'm kind of speechless about this.
Really? I mean, if you
I
want to put your mouth out there
ASOG
saying
is like the only one I can say ASOG,
Jerdy,
but
just read the
it's
instructions.
Journey is so bad.
You
no.
put a Y on the end of everything. Why can't I?
Yeah, I can't.
Monkey,
I'm
Jerdy.
sorry. I can't abide. I can't, Sawyer.
I mean, Osisli is a bit of a stretch, but that's what it is. Of course, I still love you. OC.
Here's the thing. I
That's the
applaud your effort in making the names shorter to say, but I don't know that I can get behind your cause. But more power to you. I know people that say NROL as NROL. That also I wouldn't personally do that, but I get it. But yeah,
it makes sense if you're from New Orleans to say it that way.
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's the only way, but I'm sorry, I can't sling New Orleans at the other two that you're trying to. No.
All right. Well, Kanan
You're
Copeland
unique.
saying "Oh silly." All right, that I can go with that. Or "Oh silly," either one. I'm okay with that.
The chat is now workshopping how to do this. I love you, chat. That blonde space girl, thank you
Not
for
the worst. I'm with this opinion.
the blonde space girl with a $5 super chat with no message. Thank you for that.
Hello,
James,
blonde space girl.
nice. James with a store purchase. Ooh, they got a Max print. They say hi, nice launch tonight. Let's go Falcon. That's awesome. Every time you get a print, whether it's metal or regular, which we have paper prints now, a portion of that sale goes to the photographer who took the image. So this super cool Falcon Heavy print that James just got not only helps us out, but it helps Max out as well. And he gets a nice, cool thing to put on his wall. So thanks for doing that. It really is like the highest honor as a photographer when someone wants to put your work on their wall. It's like, you want to see that every day? Wow. Thank you. It means a lot.
The TE is back vertical, by the way. It still has that little drip going on, so I guess that's a normal
Stop.
thing.
Okay,
I'm not going to make that joke.
I thought you were going a different way with it. Kevin
No, but
Michael
what I
Reed.
am saying now is that I've been saying RTLS wrong the whole time. It should be
Oh
riddles.
God. Oh God.
Thank you, chat.
Kevin Michael Reed. Oh, who's that? With a $10 super chat. Dude, what are you doing? And it just says excellent. All right, I think we have replays. Let's do replays. I think first up is one of our robotic cameras down there at KSC. You can see live is on the right, replay on the left. We like to make sure we always have our eyes live. But there you go. Nice shot of liftoff.
Also, one has a rocket, one doesn't, so it makes it easier to identify.
Oh, also, this is a shot from D. This is not a robotic camera. I am so sorry, D. That explains why it's so beautiful.
Gorgeous.
This is a robotic camera. It's tricky because from the KSC press site, Slick 40 is like way back in the corner. A lot of people, why would they even know this? But you have to walk to a very specific spot at the press site lawn to get an actual view of 40. You can't from like the press site proper. But there she goes.
By the way, for those in chat saying it, I can't change any of the ones at KSC, the VAB. Those are still the case. It's just for the drone ships.
Here's another robotic shot. It's a good way to show like how a rocket launch just lights up the night sky, kind of closer to what your eyes might see versus what you can get with a really nice fancy camera.
It does turn night into day, although eventually your eyes kind of adjust and you can kind of make out a little bit of the rocket under the bright light.
All right, I think next up we have a slow-mo shot from D. This should be good.
I'm gonna say, wonder who shot in slow-mo, other than the master of slow-mo at NSF, D-Wise.
Beautiful. I'm just watching it. I don't even...
Yeah. The slow-mos are very mesmerizing.
Fantastic. Love it. Love to see that Falcon 9 has completed 2 flights so fast after returning to flight. We had last night's, now tonight's. Fantastic.
Absolutely beautiful.
You can really see the purpley blue at the tip of the exhaust plume there.
Doesn't get old.
Yes.
Oh, the vapor cone! The vapor cone!
That is outstanding.
And then punching through the clouds. Just, oh.
That is outstanding. That is. Jay? Can you just go back? Can we just see it again? Can we see it again? Can you just?
I thought I saw a vapor cone live, but I wasn't sure. Now I'm definitely sure.
I don't even have words.
Oh.
That might be the very best vapor cone shot of a Falcon 9 that I have seen.
Hands down.
Do it again. Do it again. Do it again. Jay, come on, do it again. Yes. No, go back a little. Yeah. Sorry for backseat operating.
Oh, wow.
Just look at it. Do it again. No, do it again. Last one, I swear.
Wow.
Good stuff. This is the kind of thing
too
that y'all's support can enable.
I smell something for an intro.
Sawyer. Yes, this is an intro-worthy shot. That is a specific class of shot. This is included in that class of shot.
Oh, I'm just saying it's a class of shot.
Oh, yeah. And the colors. You can see the purple, the red, and the blue. Love that when the plume is super expanded. It's so hard to capture because it's really not that bright and it's super far away.
And you're having to track it while it's moving at thousands of kilometers an hour.
No kidding. Good stuff. Oh, and we have a long exposure from Julia. Nice.
Beautiful as always.
I see Julia snuck in the Starlink Mini there. Excellent.
I snuck it in there.
Really great. I like the bridge. Yeah, nice. I like this shot.
Fortunate for all of our viewers, D did not have the same clouds I had. D was on the good side of the clouds. Thank you for those excellent views, D.
Hey, sometimes it's a flip of the coin, and that's why we like to have, multiple people out there to capture this stuff. All right, well, I think that about wraps it up. Oh, the blonde space girl, or that blonde space girl, with another super chat says, "Geez, my Wi-Fi is struggling." Well, maybe you need Starlink.
Yeah.
I had to do it. I mean, it's a Starlink stream. Come on. All right. Well, I think that about does it. Julia, thank you so much for being on stream with us.
And thank you for having me. And thank you to D for loaning me their toy so I could have great reception tonight.
Heck yeah. Thank you to D for braving the mosquitoes and getting us that track and that slow-mo. Fantastic. Also, Sawyer, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you. It's always a pleasure. I'm so glad that we are back with more launches.
We are so back. And also, of course, thank you to Jay for operating this stream and holding down the fort, pushing the buttons, pulling the levers, running in the giant human-sized hamster wheel that makes things go, and putting up with me backseat operating to play the replay 3 times over because it was just too good. Thank you, Jay. But yeah, once again, and also Dane Black for with a $10 super chat. They say for the triple replay, fabulous. All right, so it wasn't all bad. Thank you. I'm glad it was not insufferable of me. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Thank you so much for all the support. I'm Jack Beyer. Once again, like, subscribe, do all the things if you haven't already, so that you know when we go live again with more cool space stuff. And be sure to follow us on all the socials. Everyone on the stream today, you can see their socials pop up. If you didn't get it and you want it, go back and rewind. You can do that. But also, if you don't want to do that, follow NASA Spaceflight wherever you get your social media fun, whether that is Twitter or Instagram or Facebook or what have you. There you go. At NASA Spaceflight on Twitter. That's the Bergenator. He is NASA Spaceflight official. All right. Thank you all so much. We will see you next time.
And here we go. We have liftoff.
Propulsion continues to be nominal.
RCPA chamber pressure looks good.
Traveling up. Roger, roger, planet.
Water towers fly! Yes! Tango down to nominal.
Flight downside SPD off. Say again, SPD off. It's orange! Orange 45! Oh my god! Oh my god! Decollage! What is it? Put that in the big bag, Eagle.
343 unfolds to go.
Indeed.
We rise together back to the moon and beyond.
This methane will be igniting in the flare, correct?